Hi everyone, 30 days until WILDFIT class begins. Hi, I am excited to talk to you about WILDFIT today. We're 30 days exactly. We're doing a countdown until WILDFIT begins. So today I'm going to talk about three things. Number one, I'm going to talk about what is WILDFIT, this nutrition program that's transformational, that is spreading like wildfire around the world. What is WILDFIT? Number two, how can I enroll? How can you enroll and be part of the next class? It starts September the 20th. We are back to school time. Class starts September 20th. And number three, I'm going to talk about what I'm doing for these 30 days leading up to the WILDFIT class. It starts again when? September 20th. So hi everyone, I'm Simone Simpson. I'm so glad that you are here. This is a commitment to you, for you. And WILDFIT is a nutrition program. It's a food methodology that works for people who want to release weight, gain weight, maintain. It works for athletes. This works for everyone. You're able to maintain this lifestyle in a way that I have never experienced. And I've done what I want to say, almost every diet there. Every diet I've known of, I've tried grapefruits and counting things and military diets and removing. I've tried all of that. Nothing has worked. I've been able to release weight on programs, but the second I would end them, I was gaining the weight back. And I feel personally that it's not a success if you talk about how much weight you lost on something 5 years ago, but you gained all the weight back. That's something I almost don't even want to talk about unless now I'm talking about what I found that works. But I don't want to talk about something I tried that didn't work. So WILDFIT it's a 90-day class, a 90-day program, and it's going to teach you how to train your brain to stop wanting foods that aren't good for you and to start wanting foods that truly nourish and energize you. And I went through the program. I started August 23rd of 2020. I'm excited that you're here. Our class starts on September the 20th. Some of you are wanting to know right now, how can I sign up? I'm ready. I'm committed. Some of you've already heard a little bit about this. So the website is snapbackbodywild.com. So snapbackbodywild.com. On the About tab, there's information about WILDFIT. There's a PDF. You can click on that and get all the information about the program. And then there is the sign up. So you can enroll today so you can be part of the class. So I am glad you're here. And if you sign up before September the 15th, there is a discount code, so you're able to get a discount on the program. So go to snapbackbodywild.com to get information about the class. And so first of all, I want to talk to you about WILDFIT. And I want to start with giving you a little bit of my background, what I experienced with WILDFIT, and why I'm here sharing this with you today. My name is Simone Simpson, and I am going to coach you through this WILDFIT program and answer the questions that you have and tell you everything that I know about WILDFIT. This is a tested, tried, and true program. So I'm happy that you're here. Again, this is a commitment you're making. It's a commitment for you. A little bit of my background as far as how I was feeling, what brought me to WILDFIT. I, like so many people, was not well. What I noticed was inflammation. It started in my toes, and I'm one who has very slender fingers, very slender toes, and I noticed they were swollen. It looked swollen. They looked puffy, and I'm like, wow, this is new. This isn't. I always had skinny fingers and toes. I grew up playing the piano. I don't know that the two weren't related, but I always had skinny finger and toes, and so I noticed my toes were swelling, my ankles, my feet. And that went on, and sometimes it would reduce, sometimes there was more, and I couldn't figure out what it was. It was like, there's something going on that's causing this. I didn't know what it was. And over the years, that inflammation got to a point where it was there almost 100% of the time, and it was so puffy, so inflamed. It looked like my feet at times were like a balloon in the shape of a foot, and toes. And so then the inflammation went to my calves. I could see it, I could touch it and see this is inflammation. There's fat and water feel differently in the body, and this was inflammation. It went to my knees. I could see that. If I would put my knees on the floor, there was just this big pit that was there when I would stand up. And so it went to my knees, went to my thighs. It eventually got up to what felt like my heart, my lungs, and then breathing became difficult. My breathing was labored. And so that's when I started going to the doctors. They were running test after test, had no idea what was going on, what was causing this. And so that was a process of about 8 months, many, many tests and no answers from the doctors. I knew there was an answer out there. I hadn't yet come across it, but those of you who know me, I always feel there's always a way, there's always an answer. I didn't know it yet, but I knew there was. And so that inflammation in my lungs ended up killing me. I died. I was in the hospital for a total of a month. The doctors still didn't know what was causing it. I was on oxygen. I lost the bottom 2/3 of my left lung, the bottom third of my right lung. So I was at that point sipping air. It was taking a deep breath. That's what it was for me. I was on oxygen 24 hours a day, which I haven't shared with many people. I was on oxygen, and that was the way I was living. But again, I knew that that was not my future. That was my current present. And fast forward, on August the 23rd of 2020 was my first day of WILDFIT class for me. And as I went through the program and started learning about different foods, which was so different from what I had been taught, and I thought I knew a lot. I had a yoga studio at one point. I was talking to students about nutrition. I thought I knew a lot. And WILDFIT was unraveling what I knew about nutrition, about what was good for my body, about how my body reacted to these foods. After 4 weeks into the program, the inflammation was gone. The inflammation was gone. And so I noticed the decrease after a day. I could see a slow decrease, but my feet, toes, they were so inflamed, swollen. They looked like little balloons made to look like feet and toes. I could see it, but after 4 weeks, it wasn't there. So I was back to having skinny ankles. I could see my ankle bones again. I could see the bones, that there were bones in my feet again. And I just thought, you've got, like, really? This is all it was? And I would start to get mad, but then current with that was my celebration that I had found this program, that I had the information, and that the inflammation was gone. And breathing became easier for me. Walking became easier for me because breathing was easier for me. And so living became easier for me as well. And halfway through the program, I released, I think, 12 pounds. That was a side effect of the healing that my body was doing. And when the program ended, it was November 23rd, I released a total of 20 pounds, which was excellent because I was never hungry. I was eating what I wanted. There were a few tweaks here and there, but all of the diets I had ever done was like, okay, I'm going for it, I can do it. Or I'd go to bed early because I was so hungry, or I'd eat something I shouldn't. I'd go work out for 4 hours that night. It was just extremes. And this was it was comfortable. It was comfortable, but it was a unraveling and a restructuring of what I knew about nutrition. And my class ended on November the 23rd. It was the Monday before Thanksgiving. So it was the Monday of Thanksgiving week was when my class ended. So it's a 90-day program. And so I had the holidays to go through. The first thing that I did was I had a biometric screening. And so biometric screening, a lot of you probably have those. I do one every year. It will screen for your blood pressure, your glucose levels. It screens for your cholesterol, your triglycerides. So all of those were high for me. On a side note, my thyroid was not functioning at one point. It was at 0. So So the biometric screening screened those few things that I mentioned, the sugar, the blood pressure, triglycerides, cholesterol. I got that test result. Everything was within normal limits, everything. And I'm gonna go and grab those results because I saved them, because when I saw those, I had a picture of filming a video and sharing those numbers because these numbers are important. So I'm gonna go and grab it. So I'm gonna pause this video. Okay, so I went and got my numbers. Didacted on the results are, of course, personal information, but these are the results from my biometric screening. You can see the date of December 23rd, 2020. So that was actually exactly a month after my WILDFIT class ended. But you're looking at glucose levels. The green means good, total cholesterol, HDL cholesterol, I hope this isn't backwards for you, direct cholesterol, triglycerides, but if it is backwards, you're still seeing green that everything is. BMI was still high, blood pressure as well within normal limits. So all of that's so important. Triglycerides, what else do we have? And of course, the green is good within normal limits. The red is an alert that I'm not there. And within normal limits, this is my triglyceride level. Here we have cholesterol, normal limits, which was high. Now it's normal. This is non-medicated. I was not on medication. Even when it was high, I personally elected not to go on medication because I always knew that I was going to fix this. The LDL, which is the lousy cholesterol, the cholesterol that you don't want a lot of, is also within normal limits. It's green. Again, the red is the alert. I'm in the green. Let's see what, we have the total cholesterol green, the HDL, the healthy cholesterol green as well. Triglycerides, I think I already mentioned that, but all of my numbers are good. So that's so important for me. And you can see that. So that's so important for me. And this was the first test that I received back, the first results after WILDFIT. And I was so excited because people casually say they have high cholesterol, casually say high blood pressure. Those numbers lead to heart attack, leads to hardening of the arteries, heart attack, shortens life, not just lifespan, but quality of life while you're there. If you're walking around with high cholesterol every day, you're not feeling good every day, even with the medication. So ideally is correcting this. And I had classmates who were in the WILDFIT class with me who were on medication for blood pressure. Every week we would meet, we have our live classes, we will have ours as well. And they were talking about as they went in for their checkups, their doctors were decreasing their medications, saying, what are you doing? And then at the end, having to take them off of the medication. I heard story after story after story from my WILDFIT classmates who had these experiences. I personally wasn't on medication. I had the same results without the medication. So those were my first test results. Was from my biometric screening. The second result that I had, I know that I shared with you the information about my lungs and breathing, etc. And the second result that I had was a follow-up CT scan that I had as well. And so I went in for that shortly after I had my biometric screening. I went in for my CT scan. And I was actually really excited because I knew something miraculous had happened within my body. When you're at a point where you're sipping air, where a deep breath is a sip, and then you get to a point where you can breathe, I could feel the changes happening in my body. I could feel when my lungs felt well. And so I was looking forward to that. And so I had my CT, got the results, and I went online to get them. I couldn't wait to get them from the doctor's office. I went online. You can go online to the online portals. And I was so excited to see my lungs were normal. Now, back to when I was in the hospital for a month, my lungs had shut down. the chief of staff of pulmonology said to me as he stood by the bedside that the damage was permanent and progressive. This is how my life would be. And as soon as he said that, I stopped listening. And I thought to myself, there is information out there that I'm going to find and use that to allow my body to heal. I knew that. And I didn't convince him of that. I didn't even tell him what I was thinking. I didn't even let him know that his information wasn't even important to me. That was not my goal. My goal was me. And I knew that. And as I sat there in the bed thinking about what information is out there, I had no idea it was going to come in the form of WILDFIT, but I knew it was there. And so this program is so important. Mindset is a foundational tool for healing. And I meditate every day. So that, for me, is a component of why my mindset is what it is. If you're looking to start a meditation program, meditationrising.com, just by entering your email address, you'll get unlimited access to a morning meditation. Meditation is every day, so that's there. But back to Snap Back Body Wild. When I got the results from my biometric screening, I said to myself, I have to share this. I have to share this program with others. These numbers, they changed while I was doing everything I wanted to. And I told you that class ended the Monday before Thanksgiving. So I went through that holiday season, Thanksgiving, Christmas, Hanukkah, New Year's Eve, New Year's Day. I weighed about, I think it was January 6th or 10th is when I got on the scale. I did weigh during that time because I was afraid to, because I was eating everything I wanted to, little tweaks here or there, but I was eating everything I wanted to. But I noticed my clothes, I was like, but I feel smaller, but I still wasn't going to weigh. I just wanted to enjoy myself. I weighed on about the 6th or the 10th of January. I had released another 10 pounds during the holidays, eating everything that I wanted to, going to dinners, festivities, enjoying myself. So this was huge for me. I didn't only gain a pound or two. I didn't maintain. I continued to release. And the program ended November 23rd. So I wasn't in the full class, but one thing you'll learn about WILDFIT is it is a lifestyle. When I was on 100% raw diet, I loved the way I felt, but I would think to myself, this isn't something I can sustain forever. I thought of, getting married one day, having children, a birthday. And it's not something I can sustain forever. But in most of the diets I've done, it's too difficult. WILDFIT is a lifestyle change. And my body has continued to release weight, released another 10 pounds. So after the program, it's been almost exactly a year. Today it's August the 20th. My class began on August the 23rd. It ended. So it's 9 months since my program ended. 9 months later, still having maintained, still feeling what I feel, still continuing to release weight. And my body getting better. Every other weight loss plan that I've done, had you talked to me 9 months later, I would have talked to you about all that I had gained and how bad I felt about myself for having done that. Now I am talking to you about this program and inviting you to enroll and become a part of this movement, this WILDFIT movement that is life-changing. And I'm so glad that you're here. The website again is Snap Back Body Wild. That's 4 words, Snap Back Body Wild. There's a link below to the website. I'm also going to put a link into the Meditation Rising website because that everyday meditating, it really helps with mindset. I'm excited that you're here. So that's a little bit about my background as far as WILDFIT. And it is a 90-day class. So to tell you about WILDFIT, it's a 90-day class. And every day you'll have a video to watch, usually 10 to 15 minutes of a video. These are professionally made videos. You'll see the same content that I saw when I went to my classes. And then every week we will have 3 live classes. And so you'll be able to go there, ask any questions that you have, talk about your successes, You'll be able to get help with any questions that you have that's come up, any struggles that you might be experiencing. We can talk about that as well in the classes. And so that's every week. You'll get to meet your classmates, and this will become a community for you. And so that's every week. Again, it's a 90-day class, and I am excited that you're here ready to learn about it. It is going to allow you to rethink what you know about nutrition so that it can help. And when I look at it is, in the US alone, 70% of the population is overweight and or obese. 70%. Yet the idea is that these 70% just don't have the willpower. They're just failing at eating well. As an educator, imagine being in a classroom and giving a test and 70% of the class failing, getting a D or an F. We would look at the test first, and we would go, something was wrong with this test. Maybe you accidentally gave the test for chapter 5 and you're only on chapter 3. You haven't covered chapter 5 yet, or maybe the questions were worded incorrectly. You would look at the test, and then you'll look at the instructor. So that's what we're going to do. Well, with the diet, the weight, with people in relation to their weight, we're blaming them. And we're okay with blaming ourselves. And this WILDFIT program, it let me know, oh my goodness, I have been misinformed. The food industry actually spends millions and billions of dollars to get us to think that there are foods that are harmful to us are healthy, and we're eating those. And what I learned in WILDFIT is certain foods tell your body to release weight. Certain foods tell your body to hold on to weight. The calories in, calories out is very difficult. When you reduce the calories, you are increasing your ghrelin, which is your hunger hormone, and it's almost impossible. Those of you who've been on a diet, you know the hunger, how it feels. You don't have that on WILDFIT. You're eating what your body wants. It feels good. And for me, it was learning to feel good while eating, because prior to that, I was either on a diet, or I was eating less than I wanted to, or I was eating things that I felt weren't good for me. So either way, it wasn't a happy experience with eating. And on WILDFIT, I was like, wow, this is a happy experience. And so this is the program. That's a little bit about the program. Again, go to Snapback Body Wild. On the About tab, there is a PDF file where you click on that. It gives you a lot more information about the program. We do like to unfold week to week what we're doing. So it's not one of the programs where you're going to see everything before. That's part of the psychology of it. So please just embrace that. It does work. The program works if you allow it to. And so that's a little bit about WILDFIT, a little bit about myself. And I also wanted to tell you how you can be a part of the class, which I've done. You go to Snapback Body Wild and enroll. And remember, if you enroll prior to September the 15th, you will get a discount. So that discount is there. You'll get a coupon code that you can enter so that the discount applies as you're enrolling in the class. And the next thing I wanted to share is what I'm doing during the 30-day countdown to the first day of class. So I want to share that with you, because many times when we're ready to go on a plan or a program, a lot of us, I know me, that's how I am. I'm an overachiever by nature. So if I know something's starting on February the 26th, I'm going to start February the 1st, and I'm going to prepare, and I'm going to get ready. Well, this is a program where come as you are. There's nothing to do to prepare. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep eating what you're eating. That is part of it. So keep eating what you're eating. If you're watching this and eating a cookie, finish the cookie. Like, keep eating what you're eating. The program takes care of itself and takes care of you. All you have to do is follow the program. That's all you have to do. And this is part of it. Leading up to this 30 days leading up, continue as you have to. And so that is important. What I'm going to do during the 30 days coming up is I'm going to do what we call in WILDFIT is WILDFIT Spring. So I'm going to have videos where I'm cooking WILDFIT Spring meals. And that way, when class starts, you'll be able to access the videos. And each day I'll tell you a little bit about WildFit, a little bit about myself as well. I know some of you might be curious, where are you living? Where are you? I am on Miami Beach. I came here on vacation and never left, as so many people do. And let's see, I want to show you a little bit of, you can see there's a pool there and the ocean, but yeah, I couldn't leave, and you might be able to see why. So I want to tell you a little bit about what I'm going to do the 30 days leading up to the program. And it was so interesting because today is Saturday, where I am in the world, and then Sunday. And then on Monday is when I'm actually going to start the cooking videos. So Monday, you'll see cooking videos with WildFit spring recipes. So I ordered some groceries today, just things I normally order, and I order from Whole Foods, and they always deliver. I love it. The delivery person, there's a doorman where I live, so the doorman lets them up. They leave the foods by my door. So as I was unpacking them, I bought my normal foods that I eat, but I've been wanting French fries lately. And I really have been wanting French fries, not sweet potato fries, but French fries. And just, they don't have to be fried, but actually, something that looks like a French fry. I've been wanting that lately. So I was like, I'm gonna have French fries this weekend. I'm going to have French fries this weekend. So I ordered 3 bags of French fries in my groceries. So I was unpacking my groceries, and I had water, which I always get. There's a mayo that has 0 carbs that I like to get as well. And some pistachios that I love. I eat pistachios every day. I like to tell myself it's my body craving copper, because a lot of people don't have enough copper. That's one reason people get aneurysms, is they don't have enough copper. And copper is not in most multivitamins. And so we're not getting it. So, but it is in high amounts in pistachios. So pistachios, I was unpacking. And then I got to this other bag. Let me show you. Okay, so here's my grocery bag, one of them. This was a surprise bag that I unpacked as I was unpacking my groceries. It was quite a surprise, so I wanted to share it with you. And as I was unpacking it, I thought to myself, this is really interesting, because it really speaks to diet, to choices, to surprises. Some of you might have surprises if you work in an office. Maybe there's a break room or something. I work from home, but where there's surprise foods in there. So I was unpacking everything that I'd ordered and really happy with my order. As I told you, pistachios that I love. Now this is my treat, because it does have a little bit of, there's flavoring. This is chili flavoring. And there are 3 carbs per serving on this. There's some that are sweet, like the honey barbecue. I don't order those. But this is my treat, the pistachios. There's the salt and vinegar, also 3 grams of carbs per serving. And then the salt and pepper pistachios, which have a little more. That's odd, I didn't notice that before. I might rethink these and not order these again. I thought it had the same carbs, but it has 5 carbs per serving. So I'm glad to notice that. But anyway, 40% of the copper that you need in a day per serving. So that is, I tell myself that's why, that my body must be craving them, because I do almost every single day. If I don't eat them, it's usually because I ran out. So that came my treat that I ordered for the French fries. Now, yes, they're non-GMO, and these have rosemary on them, and they do have sea salt, which is a much better grade of salt. If you're not eating sea salt or Himalayan salt, they actually take the minerals and nutrients out of it and sell it as vitamins. So all you're getting is the salt flavor. And so when I'm having salt, I always use sea salt, so that's a little better. So this is my treat for the weekend. Fries, and I'm going to bake them. I'm out of olive oil, a little bit more. I forgot to order olive oil, but it's not about, I don't fry anyway, but and I don't yet have an air fryer. We need to get one, but I'm going to bake these and so enjoy them. And I'm dipping them into the mayo that I have, and it's a non-GMO, of course, but I think I'm going to I'll show you tomorrow, do a video tomorrow. And I wasn't planning to, but I think that'll be good, so you can see what I'm doing. And this is not a cheat day. For WildFit, you can take vacations. And so on in your plans, but the most important thing is knowing when you're starting, when you're stopping. This is not something that I normally eat. I did have fries, I think it was a couple of weeks ago. And then prior to that, I can't remember when the last time was, a year or so. I don't remember, probably before WildFit. I just don't remember. But before WildFit, this is probably every few days that I did. It's not allowed. However, WildFit changes the psychology. It changes the way you feel about foods, and so you actually want different things. But I wanted this, so that's what I got. But then I got to this other bag. The first thing I saw was cereal. Now I haven't had like boxed cereal. Oh my goodness, it's been a year at least. Like I know it's been a year. I know I haven't had it since I started WildFit. But I used to eat cereals every day. And I know when I had my yoga studio, I ate kashi all the time. I looked at this and my mouth started watering because I have almond milk in my refrigerator, organic almond milk. And so I thought, ooh, it'd be nice to have a bowl. I looked, it's 47 carbs. Now on WildFit, we don't count carbs. However, there is something to reducing the carbohydrates, the sweets in your diet. So that is part of it. So I just thought, oh my goodness, in one serving, you're getting 47 carbs. That I don't know, I might try it, but these aren't my groceries. They just came. So I already let Amazon know that what didn't come was the step 3 pasture raised, organic fed, no hormones, the chicken wings that I had ordered, two cases of those, containers of those. They have about 25 each. They're not cooked, but I would have cooked them. And then also there were some fresh jalapenos in there as well. That's what didn't come. So instead I got the cereal, I got cookies. So someone's little one was probably looking forward to cookies. They are organic. I looked at those and it's 15 grams of carbs per serving for 9 cookies. So fewer carbs in this than the cereal, which I thought was interesting. And this is fortified with a lot of vitamins and minerals. I thought, ooh, I might try these. So something else that came, chocolate. So this is, it's a good chocolate. It's 85% dark chocolate. It's a pure chocolate. It has 7 net carbs, so 11 total carbs, 4 grams of fiber, so 7. But this came as well. I might try this as well. I'll probably have a square or 2 of this over the weekend, I'm sure. And then this is definitely something that this is definitely a keeper. So walnuts, I have walnuts in my pantry right now, so I'll definitely eat those. Probably not today or tomorrow, but along this next 30 days or even beyond. And then I'm going to show you this cake. And it's like a jerky. It's a venison strip. It is grass-fed venison, and it has less than 1 carb and also less than 1 gram of fiber. So it probably comes out to about half a carb per strip. I don't like beef. I haven't tried venison. Those of you who know me, I've been a vegetarian since I was quite young. And I'm actually one of the few vegetarians who I know who actually doesn't eat meat. Most of the people I know who say they're vegetarians, they eat meat. So it's kind of more like their correct label would be they try to eat less meat, or they try not to eat meat every day. I don't know, but I actually didn't eat meat. So when I started WildFit and learning about the foods and what they do for my body, I wanted to introduce some meat to make it more filling and make it more easy for my body to release the pounds. And I tried bacon. I didn't like it. I liked how full I was after. I was like, oh my goodness, this is so filling. Like, you just don't get full like that type of satiety on a vegetarian diet. It's like, oh my goodness. So I ate it. After like the 3rd day trying it, it was better. But what I loved was how I felt, how full I was after. And then I switched to chicken. And when I tasted chicken, I liked it. I was like, oh, this is actually good. And so I never had bacon again. That didn't go well anyway, so I didn't have bacon again. But some people love it. Like if you love it, pasture raised or fed well, have at it. I just don't like it. So I might try this just to see. Maybe I'll like it. I tried beef. I actually was in Tulum, Mexico, on a meditation retreat. And one of the guys at the hibachi grill sitting next to me, he had steak and he's like, "You got to try it." So I didn't tell him that I didn't eat meat. I don't eat steak. I tried it and the texture was, I didn't even like it. Like I just, meat wasn't my thing. Like even when I was a little girl and I ate it, it just wasn't, I was never excited about the meat. So anyway, but I might try this. I haven't had venison. I'm sure it has a different taste and it has sea salt, black pepper, onion powder, garlic powder. I might try it. I mean, who knows? If it's good, this would be a great snack because half a carb. Yeah, it even has the carb up there, less than 1 gram of carbs. So this came as well. The last thing in the bag, croissants, made with sweet cream butter. So I looked at that and initially I thought, ooh, I might try those. I thought of scrambling some eggs and I still haven't eaten yet today because I wanted to do the video first, because if I taste a cookie and then do a video, I won't have this kind of energy. That's something that I know for sure is when I eat stuff like that, my energy, I could have maybe had a couple of pistachios, but too many and it would do the same. It would lower the energy, not like eating cookies would, but it would still, your body goes from focusing on the brain and memory and speaking to focusing on digesting. So something, even when I was in politics, I wouldn't eat a meal and then go make a speech. So these came. So I thought about eggs and croissants and I was like, ooh, that would be nice. But then I thought about the way it would taste and I'm like, had I not had croissants in France, perhaps. But the first time I had a croissant in France, I tasted it and I thought, this is how they're supposed to taste. You don't need anything. You don't need butter. You don't need jelly. They are delicious, just plain. And one time the first time I went to France, I even went to a bakery one day to get a croissant and they didn't have, the croissants were still baking and they said I'd have to wait about 10 minutes or so, but they had some from the day before and I had an engagement to get to, so I didn't have time to wait. So I was like, oh, just give me one of those. Even the one that was made the day before was delicious. So after that, I haven't had a croissant in the States since, because I go to Europe a lot, so I get them there. So this is here. I probably won't even sample it. It doesn't do anything. Like, I'm not tempted. That's what WILDFIT does. I mean, I used to bake bread all the time. I had a bread company, but it just changes your thought. I mean, now if we were in France, I would eat the croissant. But in the States, I'm like, but I might have a cookie. But anyway, this is 30 days leading up to day 1 of our WILDFIT class. It is back to school season for everyone. Some for little ones, some if you're in high school and going to college. Some of you have already graduated undergrad, and as you're thinking about grad school, some of you aren't going to school this semester for yourselves, but now you are with WILDFIT. So whatever you're doing, I'm excited that you're here. This WILDFIT journey will change and transform the way you think about food and the way you feel. I am so excited to be with you, to participate with you in this WILDFIT program. Again, the website, Snap Back Body Wild. And there's a link below, also a link to meditationrising.com so that we can work on our mindset. I do meditate every day. That to me is such a major component of how I feel. Again, I'm on Miami Beach. I know a lot of you are wondering, I'm on my balcony at home. So thank you so much for being a part of day 1. This is our 30-day countdown to our WILDFIT class, our Snap Back Body Wild. So go to the website, Snap Back Body Raw. Yeah. Go to the website, snapbackbodywild.com, and you will see all of the information there. And if you have any questions, there is a chat box. You can send an email with any questions. I'm here to answer them. I want to make sure this is a seamless process for you. We will do a webinar in September, where I'll answer questions as well. So I hope to see you there. Message me with any questions. Enjoy the paradise of today. Again, I'm Simone Simpson, founder of Snapback Body Wild. See you in class.